This talk is brought to you by the Bamberg Mathematical Consciousness Science Initiative.
One of the stuff that I'm really presenting is my own work, but it very heavily influenced my approach. And I want to talk about the connection of dreaming and neurocorrelative consciousness. So on one hand, we have sleep, which can be characterized as a temporary cessation of consciousness. And then we have dreams, which do have conscious content, although the brain is pretty much cut off from perceptual input. So very simply, we can say that we have unconscious and conscious sleep. And now if we can find a way to objectively distinguish the connected brain states, then we will have an idea about the mechanisms of the brain that are actually involved in creating this experience. And this would actually allow us to find a neurocorrelates of the conscious state and not just the content of the conscious state. And based on this general idea, there's this very big hallmark paper on the neurocorrelates of dreaming, which is aptly called the neurocorrelates of dreaming. And their analysis basically found that there is a decrease in low frequency activity in the posterior cortical areas when there was recall of experiential content upon awakening. And that's actually independent of whether the content was recalled or not. So that would technically mean that we have a neurocorrelate of dreaming, right? So now I have to burst our bubble because there's recently been a reanalysis of that same data by the same group. And they basically say that this change in activity is not actually predictive of the presence of consciousness, but rather of the content in the case of when there is consciousness. And that then in turn suggests that we can't actually detangle the conscious state of dreaming from its content. And that's very much where I get into my own project because my project focuses mostly on the conceptualization of dreaming. And we are finding that most of the assumptions that we are making about dreaming actually crumble under systematic investigation. So we believe that we actually have to stop looking at conscious versus unconscious sleep. 1 second. In this binary way, but rather we should see mental activity during sleep as almost as variable, if not just as variable as mental activity during wakefulness. Because there's many different kinds of dreams. So there's also abstract dreams, and even sleep as a necessary condition for dreaming or dreamlike mentation to occur is questioned. And what we're doing now is that we're looking into dreams, how they have been conceptualized and how we can build on this conceptualization on determining features along which the types of dreams vary. And then the goal is to formalize these features. And that will hopefully help us determine some of the neurocorrelates of dreaming. But this will require us to move away from global brain states and more towards local dynamics. And that's it. Thank you.